I always wonder, is hell like organized? Is it clear where you're supposed to go? Is there like a schedule to your damnation? Sir, please don't I know only I'm the only one that hears it, but this guys, really, I'm so close to finishing the show, and when you talk, I hear it in my ear, and it fucks up my timing, and it makes my job hard. So could you not talk during my act, please? It's only 10 more minutes. I am talking. I'm looking right in your face. Why wouldn't I be talking? Do you share eyes with another person?
Last thing you can do is share hair.
What's that?
Last thing you can do is share hair.
The last thing I could do is share hair. That is the heckle I have ever heard in my life. That is the dumbest thing any human being has ever said to me in my entire life. One time I was walking down the street in New York and this guy walked up to me and went, "Duh," and that made a lot more sense than that heckle. The last thing I could do is share hair. Why didn't you just say you're bald and ugly? That would have made it was a weird way around the baldness. Wait a minute, he said share, so I'm gonna say hair. You can't share hair. It's the last thing you can do. That's how little hair you have. Alright, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that. Whatever you're gonna do.
Pull my pants up.
You'd pull your pants up? If you were me, you would pull your pants up. That now just became the dumbest thing anybody ever said to me. This is remarkable. You're like Mark McGuire breaking a record and then taking it to the next level. That was amazing.
You don't have an act planned?
What's that? I don't have an act planned? I've been doing my act for 40 minutes, you daft cunt. What the are you talking about? I don't have an act planned? I've been trying to do it, but you're in my ear. I asked so nicely for you to be quiet. Really nicely. There's only 10 minutes left. It's hardly worth it. People hate you. People that don't know you hate you. That can't feel very good. All right, let's take the hostility down. I'm sorry I called you a daft cunt. I really am. I'm seriously sorry. I don't like talking like that to nobody. I'm not sorry, sir, that I said your words were dumb, because they were. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you odd. All right. I like this energy. This is interesting. Let me I swear to God, the next thing I'm going to do is funny. So just watch it. You'll miss the show. You could go anywhere and talk to your friends. What's that?
Then do it.
Okay. I will.
Aaron Jackson, let's laugh about.
What's that? What's that, sweetheart? What'd you say?
I think Aaron Jackson was absolutely wonderful.
That's great. So do I. Let's give Aaron a nice round of applause. He's a funny comedian. Weird positive thing in the middle of all that. You're not funny. You're no good. But I happen to think that Elton John's very talented.
Hey, I bet you got a redhead titty nipple too.
You bet I have a redheaded teddy nipple? Alright. Are they leaving? Alright, good. That's good. Alright, sir. Hope you're,
representing. You look like the 18th hole in Hagerstown, man. That's all I can say.
None of these things.
Turn around and let everybody represent. Get out, redneck.
Sir? Turn around. I just want to know how that fucking works. Like, I just turn around and let everyone represent. All right, everybody, come on, everybody represent. Everybody represent. Thank Thank you. That was excellent advice. All right. I don't know. It happens. People get excited. They get upset. I think they were just ashamed because they realized they were hurting the show, and I told them in a very unfunny way, and they're just like, they felt ashamed, so they decided to be rude. People is so weird. Okay. I was in the hotel checking in. I had another weird run-in with a strange person. And it was this kid. He was 8 years old. And he's standing there. Really... This just happened the other day, so I don't know if it's really funny, but I was standing, waiting to check in, and there's this kid, and he's like, just like, he's retarded. I don't know what, he's just really up. Whatever the way is that he's up, he's going like, and the whole thing. And I'm trying to be a good citizen and liberal and just looking straight ahead. That's what you do, right? You go, I don't see that. You have to pretend that ain't there. Oh, it's just a child going, okay, I have no problem. And then he notices me and starts being like retarded at me. He's going like, and I'm like, fuck, please don't. And I got sweat pouring down my back because I don't want to see reacting. Nobody wants. And then all of a sudden his father, who's standing there, goes, Johnny, cut it out. And he goes, sorry. He's fine. Nothing wrong with him. Perfectly normal. Little mother. Kick him right in his little tiny nuts.
40-year-old guys are not good specimens either. We're not. Like, I have a friend who has a lot of young girlfriends. He always goes, and he goes a little too, they're too young. And it's not okay. You know, he brings them around and you're like, dude, don't. Like, literally point at her face and go, don't f*** her. That's awful. Because, and she's like, it's just bad, you know? But so he was going to have sex with her one night, and he said he wanted to go all night. Like, he wanted to really last a long time. So he said, I'm going to drink a lot of milk so I can have a lot of sex. He's like, who told you that mattered? And he goes, well, because you can come more if you drink milk. This guy actually thinks that, like, you run out of cum, but if you drink milk, your body goes like, oh, dude, that's perfect. Just send that right through. That's fine. Nobody will know the difference. Just go ahead and send it through. Run out of cum in a pinch, milk is fine. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and send it right through. Spray it all over his cat's face, whatever he was doing. What? I'll cum on my cat's face. If she's watching, she's going to get a face full of cum. She knows that by now. She knows. It's her fault now. Cum on my cat's face once, shame on me. I don't have a cat. I don't have a cat. I never had one. I mean, I would come on a cat's face. I'm not trying to take that back. I just don't happen to have a cat. I have a dog, and I had a dog when I was a teenager, and yeah, I did once. I made my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls, which is something you now can't unknow. You just know it. I did this. And I only hesitated to start the sentence only because I wasn't sure whether to say that I let my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls or that I made him lick cottage cheese. And really, considering how much dogs love cheese, I think I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I think that's probably the first way to put it. I remember it so clearly, and I remember the look on the dog's face. He was like, oh, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this to us? Just put it on a plate. Why do I have to lick it off your goddamn balls? All right, come on, fine, let's do it. I'm doing it. I don't care. Look, you gotta live with it. I'll be dead in 2 years. I'm a dog. This is your problem. But I mean, in Iran.
Yes.
I've always been fascinated by it.
Yeah. They make beautiful movies.
Yes.
There is a film there, I think it's called Cherry Tree or Sweet Cherry or something like that. And it's about a guy, I saw it years ago on VHS. It's about a guy driving around town, he wants to kill himself, but it's a sin, he can't do it. So he's driving around town asking people to kill him. And it's just that. It's like in real time. And it's a heartbreaking, beautiful, beautiful movie. We're sold this idea that it's this whole all over the world.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful culture.
Right.
And we conflate them with it. They're not even Arabs. They're not anything that anyone thinks they are.
Right.
There's people there just like walking in the streets with no weapons, just trying to get rights now. Like there's a huge
and no
thing.
one here really cares.
No one gives a shit.
No one cares.
All Iranians really ever said to the U.S. is just leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Just get away from us.
My own kids, I love my kids, but sometimes when they complain, I get really pissed off. My kids complain, I'm like, you know what, I love you, honey, but fuck you a little bit, because you have an amazing life. I gave my daughter Benadryl the other day because she had a rash, and it was bubblegum flavored. And she's like, ew, fuck you, ew, what are you, nuts? It's medicine! Most kids don't have medicine. When they get sick, they die on a rock with a bear eating them. Oh, he's got a sniffle. Ring the bear bell and put him outside. Ew. You're a white girl eating bubblegum medicine, wearing clothes made by children your age professionally. And I don't mean to say that if you're white, you have no right to complain. I just mean that if you're black, you have more right to complain. White people wish that black people would just forget everything that ever happened to anybody. We're so impatient. Come on! Every year, white people add 100 years to how long ago slavery was. I've heard educated white people say, slavery was 400 years ago. No, it wasn't. Are you crazy? It was 130 years ago. And it's not like it ended and then everything has been amazing for black people. Slavery, and then it just ended like a clean where you don't have to wipe. Just a perfect ending. And then it's just been parades and blowjobs and presents for every black person every second since slavery ended. If you meet a black person with gray hair, they remember a time where they legally weren't allowed to use certain water fountains. So give them a second. And by the way, white people, we have the same thing. You know, we have things that happen to us that we're still coping with, like when they took our slaves away. That was really hard for us because we really liked having slaves, and now we're sad. So, pretty much on balance. But I hope my children have a good life.
No, the song, and the song I picked off of iTunes or whatever and threw it on for the sake of the, you know, for just to, again, just to have something to hand in as a complete thing. And then John Landgraf, the guy who runs FX, when he saw it, he said, I think Louis fits into it. And also, I didn't know I was going to call it that. I just did that as a thing. And he said, I think Louis fits in. I like the opening. I like the song. He took it as the way the show's supposed to be. And then I needed to go get, then I needed to go get this song, Brother Louis, which was originally recorded by a band called Hot Chocolate. Mm-hmm. And then it was re-recorded by the Stories. And so we went after it, and our legal tiny department. And they said they would give us, there's the publishing and then there's the recording. The publishing is the actual, like the song lyrics and the arrangement. And that costs us, we pay $5,000 an episode for that, which for us, $300,000 show, that's a lot. That's a chunk of our budget.
Wait, is that the publisher and the artist have to get the same thing? I think that was a way to prevent.
Well, some people own both separately. The master recording is a different group of people because actually we pay Hot Chocolate for the publishing, or whoever owns their publishing, because they wrote it. But the Stories version is the one that we wanted.
Okay.
Because of that guy, Louis, Ian Lloyd, that singer.
the hot chocolate version is like 8 guys going Louie, Louie, Louie.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. So we recorded our own version of it. Reggie Watts was a comic. He did the music for the first half of the season. And then we didn't have enough to finish it with him. We did it with other people. But he arranged and recorded the music for it that we did, which is almost identical to the Stories version. I think it's a little better. It's just a little nicer. And then we did a version where he sang it, where Reggie sang it, and it didn't work. And we tried to think of another way to create that sound, and we couldn't. I was in the studio with Reggie at like midnight because all the music on this series I do it with a group of musicians. It's all original music.
Wow, Jesus.
And but when we were doing the theme song, I was like, how are we going to do this? And then I thought, well, whatever happened to the Stories? Like, whatever happened to the lead singer? So I went on the internet, and I Googled Ian Lloyd. First of all, I Googled the Stories. I don't know who the he was at the time. And I found a YouTube video of him doing it on American Bandstand. And, Louie! And so I Googled his name, and Ian Lloyd is just a guy living in New York City. And he has a band. It's his son's band, but he's like sings. Jesus Christ. And so he's got a little website that he obviously hadn't updated since like 1989 or something. And there's an email on it. So it's like midnight, and I write a Hail Mary email. Hi, I'm a TV producer, and I want to hire you to do a job. Write me if you're interested. And the next morning, I wake up to an email. This is my current email.
Please help
This is
me.
my phone number. And he gave me his phone number. So I call him up, and he's the greatest guy in the world. And he's just happy to still be singing.
Yeah.
And I kind of asked sort of carefully, do you still have the pipes to do what you did on the song? He said, sure, I do. And I told him, look, here's the thing. Oh, because the song, when we went to try to get it, it was like $20,000 an episode they wanted for the recording.
For the recording of it,
and they wouldn't back down, and we can't afford it. So I went to Ian and I said, can we just hire you as a singer for a day? That's all I can really afford to do. I have no money for this show. And he said, well, I need you to pay me enough that I don't want to kill myself. He'd say basically, I'm happy to do this for you. I just need to have some self-respect, So I offered him some money, and he said, that's fine. And he showed up. It was one of my favorite experiences ever on the show because he was such a good guy. And he remembered how we recorded it. He remembered there's a couple of tracks, and he harmonized with himself, and he helped us with it. And the only thing, I had him do it exactly the way he did it in the original, and his voice is a little older, but I like it that ours is a little different. And also I asked him to say, instead of Louie, you're going to cry, the second time he says, Louie, Louie, you're going to die. I just asked him to make that one change, which he did.
Wow.
And he nailed it. So we have a version that 0 people believe is anything but the original Stories version.
Without having to pay
that money, which would be going to Ian Lloyd. Unfortunately, he probably himself.
He fucked himself over.
No, and I felt bad because when I did Carnegie Hall, I had this idea to have him sing live to introduce me. And I thought that would be so cool, and he'd go crazy singing Carnegie Hall. I'm sure he didn't see that coming in his future. But the people at Carnegie Hall, if you do music, they charge you like you're the symphony orchestra, like you're the Philharmonic. So I couldn't afford it, but they printed the programs that says with special guest Ian Lloyd on my Carnegie
collector's
Hall
item.
But no, he's a great guy, and
Goddamn,
but there's been
what a great
people
way
on
to
the
save
internet
some
that are
money.
like, this can't be the Stories version because it says you're going to die, and I have the Stories version. I've listened to both back to back.
They don't notice the daughter change, but they notice that fucking shit.
Yeah, that's
Could you have him sing live if you had a recording, or is it just if music's being played?
It was,
if you had the music taped.
Well, at that point, I wanted to have like a little combo band, and then they said that would cost a lot, and then they said, well, you could do it with playback, and then I said, well, I just don't want to do it. So you just called me out on a lie. I really just kind of backed out on hiring him. But I never told him I was going to hire him.
For comparison, we got the original.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right at
Go
the
ahead.
hook, the Stories version.
A little slower.
He's a little grittier now, a little more in his voice.
All right, and then
what made you think of this song for the show? Thank you, Luke.
Danny, you got the other one? What? Oh, you want me? No, yeah, you got the...
No, the original from the open.
From the open?
Louis, your
you shut it down?
your version's way better.
I think
you really updated it.
Let's see. Here we go.
My bad.
This opening is from the hot chocolate version. They open this way. The Stories version is more 70s stringy in the beginning. Yeah, there's more strings here.
Yeah.
It sounds almost like...
Sounds good.
What's the guy who did Fred is Dead? Fred is Dead.
That's what I said.
Yes, like that.
Who is that guy?
Was this a popular song?
Yeah, it was a hit.
Oh, it was a big hit. Okay.
Curtis Mayfield, I think.
Curtis Mayfield. The music is a little Curtis Mayfield.
Wow.
That strings.
Wow.
Louis.
I always thought that I thought that was the original lyric.
No.
Until right this moment.
Doesn't exist in the original.
That's fucking...
Yeah.
Your version's way better.
I love him, this crooning singer saying, "You're gonna die. You're gonna cry."
What a great anecdote.
Yeah, usually those back scenes things are boring. That was a pretty good
that
one.
was very...
that guy over.
You totally...
You him over with his help.
You so fucked with his help.
Yeah.
He has horrible representation.
He would start getting checks from ASCAP. They become it every time the show is on Netflix.
Every
DVD, boom, boom. Instead, he got a day rate.
You had such a great experience with the guy, but you him
No,
over.
I owe Ian Lloyd. He's a good man. I always get emails from him when he's in town and stuff.
Put him in an episode.
He's a good man. No, I'm going to. He also wants to act too, so I'll put him in something.
How old is he?
I have no idea. I don't
Is he
know.
black or white?
50s, white guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Scrawny white guy
Yeah.
with a voice. Nobody has that voice. I mean, that's a testament to what he did. That. In 30 years later, I couldn't find anybody that could replicate that sound. There's no white guy.
That is amazing, yeah.
No, what is that?
Yeah.
What kind of, it's not soprano or something. It's just,
heroin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him right there?
Yeah.
Hey, he looks all right. Hey, listen,
He's awesome.
Why don't we take a break?
Fishing captain.
Louis, you going to make it to the end with us, or do you got to go
Yeah,
somewhere?
I'll hang around.
Okay, good. Louis C.K.
Something's changed when you get older, you know? Like, I've reallocated some of the noises that I make. Like the noise I used to make when I come is now the noise I make when I pee.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Take it all.
Very disrespectful to my toilet. Unfortunately, yeah, you like that, don't you? I'm gonna in your mouth too, cause you ain't nothing but a piss drinking tell-it. Dumb tell-it. Got my piss on your lips. You ain't intelligent. What do? You sit there all day on your ass? Waiting for me to in your face. Dumb tell it. Puh. You ain't even special. I pissed in 3 toilets today. Quit crying. I love you. It's bad. That's how my dad treated his toilet, so that's where I learned it. Anyway, that's the noise I make when I pee. Some of you might be wondering, none of you are wondering, what noise do I make when I come? Okay, so this is the noise I make when I come. It's not that special. I just go like this. It is done! It's a whole thing with a cloud with funnels of... There are crows come and there's lightning. The circle is complete! And there's a little witch floating with white eyes. And a child will be born, and then... and I don't know, it's kind of intense. and some kid throws a lightning bolt at me, and I go, ah! And then I go to sleep for 1,000 years. It's a...
You know, yeah, thoughts. Hopefully there's a competition in your brain. Good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully they win. The good thoughts win. I always have both. I have like believe the good thing. That's the thing. Then there's this thing. I don't believe, but it is there. It's this. And then this thing. But maybe.
I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe, if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird. Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now. Do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't get a about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit. I used to date a woman who was a vegan, so I had to her with my substitute. And remember when meeting a vegan was weird? Remember when that was like a strange thing? Like, oh, what is that? Like, you probably met your first vegan in the 90s. You had like a dinner party, and somebody brought a vegan. And they said, just so you know, I'm a vegan. And you're like, I'm sorry, you're a vegetarian? And they're like, no. Like, all right, what is the thing? And they tell you all the, okay, Yeah, I have no food for you. You can eat a napkin and paper, I don't care. But then you met another vegan, and you're like, oh, okay. And then now they're everywhere. Now, who cares? There's several vegans in restaurants and whatever. It's kind of like gay people, sort of a similar trajectory of growth and acceptance in the culture, you know? Gay people and vegans have a lot in common. Like, they both have to tell their families at Thanksgiving. That's when they have to tell them. And Dad gets angry. Your mother worked all night cooking that turkey, and you're telling me you're a faggot? You know, it's drama. But those are the old days. Things are better now. I think it's pretty amazing when you think about it. The people used to say that being gay was wrong. Pretty recently, folks used to, like most people used to say that being gay was wrong. Of course, it's not wrong to be gay. I mean, it's pretty gay, but it's not wrong. But that's what people used to say. And now nobody says that. And I think that's a positive change. I think that's a good thing. Although I do wonder if there are gay people who miss when it was wrong. Maybe there's a few who miss when it was, because wasn't it a little more fun when it was like, this is crazy? Like, didn't that give it a little zhuzh, a little, I could lose my job, oh. Because now they're like everybody else, which is great, and they can get married, that's terrific, but is that fun to your husband at your house? Wasn't it more fun to be in an old nightclub at 4 in the morning, like, I'm breaking my mother's heart? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't even mean just gay people. Just some people like when sex is a little up, you know? Some people like when sex is a little all right. No. All right, you want to talk about it? Should we talk about it? Yeah, all right. I don't mind talking about it. Okay. Here's what I'll give you some advice. Here's some advice that really only I can give you. Here's my advice. If you ever ask somebody, can I jerk off in front of you? Just let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay. If you ever ask somebody, may I jerk off in front of you? And they say yes, just say, are you sure? That's the first part. And then if they say yes, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Because look, whatever you're into, okay? Because everybody's got their thing. Whatever your thing is, I don't know. You all have your thing. I don't know what your thing is. You're so lucky that I don't know what your thing is. Do you understand how lucky you are that people don't know your thing? Because everybody knows my thing. Everybody knows my thing now. Obama knows my thing. Do you understand how that feels? To know that Obama was like, good Lord. Everybody in the world knows my thing. I got on an airplane in Italy. This little kid was like, Mama, that's the guy who jacked off in front of the people. So whatever your thing is, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can't come unless you have your father on speakerphone. Whatever it is. If you want to do it with somebody else, you need to ask first. But if they say yes, you still don't get to just go, woo, and charge ahead. You got to check in often. I guess that's what I would say. Check in. Because it's not always clear how people feel. Like, men are taught to make sure the woman is okay. But the thing is, women know how to seem okay when they're not okay. So you can't just look at her face and be like, yeah, her eyes are dry, we're fine, let's just keep going. You got to check in. Because communication during sex can be very confusing. Like, sometimes you're with a woman, you're having sex, she's making noises, she's going like, ooh, ah, and you're like, oh, she loves it. Not necessarily. Sometimes they're making those noises just to get through it. Because it's easier to go, ooh, than to say, I hate how you f*** me. Honestly, it's awful. So she goes, ooh, baby. It's kind of like a Negro spiritual. It's sort of similar. So to assume that she likes it is like if they heard slaves singing in the fields and you're like, hey, they're having a great time out there. As far as my thing, I don't know what the f***. People are like, why do you want to do it anyway? Okay, I don't know. I like jerking off. I don't like being alone. That's all I can tell you. I get lonely. Where is everyone? It's just sad. I like company. I like to share. I'm good at it, too. If you're good at juggling, you wouldn't do it alone in the dark. You would gather folks and amaze them. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that shit. Well, the worst part of my day, worst part of every day of my life, is when I have to put on my socks. Putting on my socks is the worst part of every day. And it always will be. Even if I have a terrible day in the future where my grandmother is murdered by my other grandmother. If that ever happened to me, the worst part of that day will be when I put on my socks. Because... But if I had to putting on my socks, that means I have to, here's what I have to do. I have to get my hands past my pointed toe. I don't even know how I do it. I'm sitting here, I don't know how I do that. It's because you have to, it's like folding a bowling ball in half. And as soon as I start, I can feel I'm pushing all the fat up into my vital organs. And I just feel all the systems failing. Beep, beep, beep. And I have to try, like I have to lay on my back like an 8-year-old and go like this. And I start passing out. Ugh. And I know other people's lives are hard. I know. I saw an interview on TV with Michael J. Fox. And he has Parkinson's. And he was describing brushing his teeth. He said it takes him 2 hours a day. And he said it's agony. And I saw this and I thought, okay, that's hard. That is hard. And so is putting on my socks. Sorry, Michael. Doesn't make it easier to know about your thing. Tell you what, I'll help you brush your teeth. You help me with the socks. So I had nowhere to go, and I thought, maybe I'll go to Russia. I really don't know why. I can't really explain any decisions I made then. Because I have children now, so you don't have to search when you have children. You're not like, oh, what could I do to enhance my life? You're just sort of compelled to do whatever comes at you at a certain age in life. But I was in my 20s. I had no wife, nothing. I had no girlfriend even. I just was this guy, and I had money from a TV job. And so I just said, I'm going to go to Russia. Because when I was a kid, I used to read Russian novels, and I loved them. And I would open all the windows so I would be cold, and I wanted to be cold like they were. So I just decided I'm going to go. And also somebody told me that the wall had just come down in the Soviet Union and that Russia was a really crazy place at the time. So I said, I'm going to go there. I speak no Russian. I can't even look at the alphabet and understand what I'm looking at. There's no place more foreign to me than Russia. So I went. I went to Moscow, which is, when you land in Moscow, it's just forest, and there's a city in the middle of just forest. It's terrifying. And as the plane goes down, you're like, no, I didn't want to really do this. And the whole time there, I couldn't fend for myself. It was already a country that was just broken in pieces. And the weirdest things happened to me there, and they just became normal after a while. Like I was in a restaurant, and a waiter came up to me, not my waiter, and he said, Coca-Cola? And I said, uh-huh. He said, Coca-Cola, and I said, sure.
I don't drink Coca-Cola, but I had learned by that point to just do what they're asking you to do. Sure. So he went to the kitchen and he got a Coke in a can and he handed it to me and he said, $5, because only dollars were worth anything there. And I said, okay, on my bill. He said, no, $5, me now. So I gave him $5 and he put on his coat and he left. He just sold me a Coke on the side and then quit his job. So those are the kind of confusing moments I was having there. And I couldn't talk to anybody, and I was so lonely. It's difficult. I mean, I was alone, and I just sit in the room and go, okay, that was a really up day. I hated that day. And I tried to watch television, and the TV was American shows like Dynasty. And the way they translate, they didn't have, what they did was the sound is a little down, and there's just one man saying all of the dialogue over the whole show. I was there for 2 weeks, and it just was crushingly, I had made no contact with anyone. And then one day I went into the subway. Now, if you've never been to Moscow, the streets in Moscow during the Cold War, they were made wider so that they could have missiles go down the middle of the street for the parades. And if you go there, you'll find out, if you go behind the big buildings, they actually tore the buildings off of their foundations and dragged them back. And a lot of the bigger buildings in Moscow, in the back, they're being held up by like bricks. It's really unnerving how unsafe the whole city is. So the streets are very wide, and you can't cross the street on a green light. You'll never make it. So they made tunnels so you can go under, and those are connected to the subway. And the subway in Moscow, you go down in an escalator, and you keep going until you think, it just keeps going. Like, this is so deep, this is really upsetting. But anyway, everyone hangs out in these tunnels. I went in the middle of December. I went to Russia in the middle of December alone. And I'm standing in the subway and I'm watching a violin player. And the one thing about Russia still today, I think, is that no one has any money. So when you see a guy playing the violin in the subway, he's like the first chair violin for like the Russian symphony orchestra, because that doesn't pay. And at least he can get a few kopecks in the subway. So I'm watching him, and these other people are sitting on the floor, and we're crying. Everybody's crying. Everybody. It's just normal. People are just watching, just wiping away tears. And there's a young fella sitting here, and he looked my age. I was 25 at the time. He looked about 25, and he was tattered and just watching this violin player. And then this group of kids walked by, about 8 children, ranging from 5 to 10 years old, and their faces were dirty, like in Oliver Twist, like they were in a play, like they had rubbed dirt on their face. And they're all wearing men's coats that they're wearing as from the neck down to the floor, and none of them have sleeves, their hands in their sleeves. Their sleeves are just flopping. They were like street urchin kids. And the coats, it just looked like these men's coats. And you kind of knew all the men who owned those coats are dead. And at least one of these kids killed those guys. Like, I swear I looked at an 8-year-old's face and thought, he has murdered. And that's what they looked like, just tough little kids. And I'd seen them before in Moscow. They work in groups. The guy sitting below me that I identified with called out to the head kid in the front. I don't speak Russian, so I just knew he was going, he's appealing to him. He needed something. And the kid with his hands in his sleeve looked at him suspiciously and said, like, what the fuck, why? What do you want from me? And the guy went, explaining himself, and he showed that his shoe had come apart. And he showed that his shoe was like a flap, and he showed the kid, and he showed him his shoe, and the kid shrugged and said, like, okay. And the kid's hand appeared from out of the sleeve, and there was a a tube of shoe glue in his hand. He didn't rummage for it. It was already there. And he handed it to the guy, and the guy fixed his shoe with the glue, gave it back and just did. And then the kid from the other, he took his other hand had a paper bag, and he put the glue in, and he huffed it, and his eyes rolled back, and he got high. And then the group kept going, and I couldn't believe what I just saw. That the misery in this country at that time was so calculable and so predictable that this guy thought, my shoe's broken. Oh, there's a child. He's sure to have some glue in his hand because the state of our nation is so wretched. And I looked, and he looked at me, and I was startled, and then he laughed, and I laughed. And he's the only person I had any contact with in the whole of the Soviet Union. And I realized this is why I came here, to find out how bad life gets, and that when it's this bad, it's still funny. That's all I got. Thank you.
You ever flush a pet down the toilet? I had to flush my daughter's fish down the toilet. I came home, the fish was dead. She wasn't home from school yet, so I just flushed the fish. And that's a weird moment, too, because fish live in water. So you put it in the toilet, floats to the bottom, like, yeah, he's dead. And then you flush, and it looks like he goes, wait a second, I was taking a nap, Jesus! You gotta be in constant motion, you gotta be respected in this house. And then my daughter comes home, why did he die, Dad? Come on, what am I gonna say? Why did he die? Because who gives a shit? That's the reason. That's the actual reason. Is because it didn't matter that he was alive. That's why he's dead. He didn't know his name and he didn't love you back. These are the facts about that fish's life. My daughter likes fish. We took her to the aquarium. I took both my kids to the aquarium in Boston, and we were looking at this seal or sea lion. I don't know which one. I don't care. I don't think they need to be separate things. I really don't. They don't care, and we don't care. There's like 3 scientists who give a shit what we call all those things. The scientists are going to go on TV tomorrow and say, okay, everybody, from now on, seals and sea lions and walruses and you know what? Penguins are all seals now. And we would all be like, yeah, fine. Yes. Whatever, man. Anyway, so we're looking at this sea lion thing, and he's looking back at us through the plexiglass, and he's going, ugh. They're really disgusting in person. Most animals are when you really see them. You ever go to a farm, you think you're going to see little white sheep going, bah, but they're all fat and colored, and they're like, bah. Jesus. That thing is awful. Anyway, seals don't go, they go, ugh. My daughter's like, what does he say? I don't know. I'm a slave. Kill me. I love traveling and seeing all the different parts of the country. I live in New York. I live in a... there's no value to your doing that at all. I live in New York. I always... Like, there's this old lady in my neighborhood, and she's always walking her dog. She's always just... She's very old. She just stands here just being old. And the dog just fights gravity every day. Just the two of them, it's really... The dog's got a cloudy eye, and... She's got a cloudy eye, and they just stand there looking at the street in 2 dimensions together. And she's always wearing like this sweater dress. I guess it was a sweater when she was like 5'10", but now it's just like this sweater. And her legs are a nightmare. They're just white with green streaks and bones sticking out, and Her legs are awful. I saw a guy with no legs wheeling by, and he was like, ugh, no, thank you. I do not want those. I'd rather just have air down here like I have than to look down at that. I see these two all the time. And I always look at them and I always think, God, I hope she dies first. I do! I hope she dies first for her sake. Because I don't want her to lose the dog. I don't think she'll be able to handle it. If the old lady dies first, I'm not worried about the dog. Because the dog doesn't even know about the old lady. This dog is aware of 3 inches around his head. He's living in 2-second increments. The second he's in and the one he just left is all he knows about. But if he dies, this lady, she's going to be destroyed because this dog is all she has. And I know he's all she has because she has him. If she had one person in her life, she would not keep this piece of shit little dog. Even if just some young woman in her building one morning were to say, "Good morning, Gladys," she'd be like, "Oh, good," and just flush him down the toilet. Dog just keeps bumping on the drain. She gives up. Ends up just on her dog for the rest of her life.
Give me the stick.
You know what?
That's
That's, that's a cool YouTube video, right?
That is.
That's something
all right.
different. I like it.
It's funny though because there's a lot of comments on it, and some of them are like, "Fuck this video! I hate this video. This was a waste of my
Every
time."
single video on YouTube has the dude. This sucks. It's a way. You could videotape Jesus Christ coming back, walking on water, and there will be that guy. Dude, this is such.
This is so.
This is why YouTube sucks.
Fake.
Videos like
Fake,
this,
so fake.
and then they'd be fake. Yeah. It's the same comments.
Yes.
And then there's the, dude, that's so funny, or that this rules, so talented, that's great.
Yeah.
Dude, this is what YouTube, it used to be cool.
There's another kind of another comment that's on every YouTube thing that I have, which is just a literal reaction to what was done.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few comments on that one that say, like, wow, he took that ice cream and got in that helicopter.
Oh, wow. He took it, ran.
That seems like a lot of, he didn't need a whole helicopter to get away from that child, did he? Like, people literally.
Taking it literally.
And you're using a child actor, but some of these dummies, this one right here, oh my God, that was so mean. I hope that was just a joke. And you didn't really just steal ice cream from a little boy making a dramatic escape on a helicopter just for the heck of it. Because that would be mean.
You get what it is you get a cross-section of society. You get everything. You're not just getting people that get a joke or have a sense of humor or are stuffy business people. It's everything. So you'll get morons that think everything's real.
Yep.
You'll get the people that think everything's fake. Well, you get people that think everything's great.
Exactly.
Everything
Yes, exactly. No, the one that I have, the most innocuous video that I have on there, my dog fighting with a sprinkler, it's been hit 2 million times. Because
people love animals.
And we wanted
why am I reach?
We want to show it at the virus tour, but we didn't. We can't get a good.
I don't have. I took it with a little digital camera.
Yeah.
So, but there's a bunch of people that are really mad at me because the name of the video is Louis C.K.'s Stupid Dog, and because I call my dog stupid, she's stupid. She's a dog,
of course.
And the video, if you haven't checked it out yet, is Louis' dog kind of chasing after a sprinkler.
It's just she's trying to drink from a high-powered sprinkler.
I like to think that she's trying to eat it. She's trying to eat it.
The velocity of the water is turning her head sideways,
whipping her head
every
to the
time
side,
she bites into it,
ripping out teeth.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Well, watch. Then she follows this.
She tries. She's like, and then she goes,
barks at it a little.
I'm done with it.
All right,
that's how we want to introduce you at the virus tour, but we don't have a good copy of that.
Well, since I put that one has more comments than anything else, and and most of them are negative. People saying, you shouldn't call your dog stupid. You're stupid because you didn't give her enough water. That's why she's doing that.
Dogs love things like
And
that.
other people saying, you're wasting water. It's a public park sprinkler near my house.
You got 6,300 comments and 4
Yes.
honors, by the way. What are
Yes.
the honors for the video there, E-Rock?
Cruel.
Down, right there. No, up.
Most fake video. It's not even a real dog, dude.
E-Rock.
It's the dog in the Pirates of the Caribbean that is holding the keys.
This one is on also, it was on Keith Olbermann on,
Oh my
it was on television.
Oh, really?
I just read, somebody told me it was on television.
E-Rock, honors. You've never looked at honors on a video?
Why would he
I don't
know
know
about
what that
honors?
is.
E-Rock, move the arrow to your left.
E-Rock.
All right, now up.
Directing
Stop.
his mouse.
To the right.
Higher.
Right.
Higher.
Down.
Why?
Down to the left.
Oh, my God.
Right there. Right. Oh, duh.
Oh, my God. It's like a young retarded
I
child.
didn't know you could have honors. I don't even know what that is.
Most discussed all-time comedy. You're in 95th place.
Not bad.
Recently featured 66th place. You're big in Poland. Recently featured in Poland. 26th place, though. Let's see what Polish videos are beating it right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, here's the Polish.
By a person doing the same thing.
Oh, boy.
Fuck, that's funny.
Polish people are watching it going, so that's how you drink from a sprinkler.
Well, you got the joy of shaving beating you. Go to the
Joy of
page.
shaving.
First page there. Polish videos recently featured in Poland. Wow, I can't speak
You
Polish.
speak Polish? Oh,
Tesla.
but you were.
Tesla coil at Duxin 2007.
Tesla.
South Bank juggling. Ararat video. Whatever. I guess this isn't as fun.
Crap.
We were hoping. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Damn. How many hits, though?
That one, over 2 million. It's getting close to 3 now. I think it's like 20... Isn't it 2.4 million now?
Wow.
Oh, you're checking every day, aren't you, Louis?
Oh, yeah.
We do that.
How many
We do that.
How many do I have? Put my
Louis got
Vista in.
Louis got 2.5.
Damn it. Put my Vista in. How many? How many?
Anthony had a viral video too there, Louis. He's up to
What? 1.7. Son of a
1.7.
bitch.
Good.
What kind of faggot video is that? 1.7.
I know.
1.8 almost. Let's call it 1.8.
It's my Vista when I was loading Vista in on my Dell computer.
The biggest Opie and Anthony video so far on the video.
Oh, yeah. And the comments on that one are great because it's like, all right, Mac fanboy, why don't you blow it out your ass, you sissy,
Oh, it's all
with your
PC
Mac.
cunts,
And then it's
yeah.
like, and then the PC people are even like, you can't figure out how to do it. You got to run the test first to see if your computer's compatible. And I'm like, dude, I know about computers. I did everything.
Yes.
I bought a computer that was a Dell computer that was Vista ready. It said Vista ready, but Vista wasn't ready yet. So they go, when Vista comes out, you load it in, and you're Vista ready. I go to load it in, wouldn't load, no drivers for it, and people going, well, it's not Dell's or Vista's fault, ass. It's your cards, your video cards didn't have the drivers ready for Vista. Jesus. Well, then Vista ain't ready to come out. It was working before Vista, didn't work after. It's Vista's fault, not NVIDIA.
Yeah.
I hate that, and they make it sound like, well, he must have a real piece of Dude, I buy and sell your piece of computers on a weekly basis. I'm sorry I have to bring my wealth into this.
Calm down. Calm down. Most people were with you.
No, the thing is, this is what I've learned from it, because obviously the Catholic one I did got the most negative response because it's very inflammatory.
Well,
but even the one I did one about my father, this whole thing where it's a cartoon.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
It's just a cartoon of how I can do anything in a cartoon, but it mostly becomes about confronting my father. And I get a lot of people saying, you should leave your dad alone. He probably did his best. And like the thing is, I think people's problems is that it's okay to get offended by stuff you see, but because people get to comment, they think their being offended should matter.
Right.
And it just doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If you're offended, nobody has to give a shit that you don't like something.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and not like it and go f*** yourself.
That's why I like that they have comments for people's comments.
Yeah.
Like you can take his comment and then people get ragged on
Yeah.
their comments. It's like, good, see, you said f*** you. Now these people are telling you, go f*** yourself on your comment. Who animated that? Because that looked like you.
A great guy. His name is Aaron Augablick. They did a show.
Credits?
He did. No, that's David Trisman for Lucky Louie. But this guy, He does a show called Wonder Chosen on MTV. That's really
Oh my God,
it's so funny. It's like
here, and then,
I can
and then
fly.
It's me telling my father that I don't appreciate his.
Dude, I got something to do.
I could do everything in a cartoon, you know, because I'm a cartoon character. So he starts doing all these fun things in a cartoon, and then it always ends up him having some awful confrontation thing with his father.
Yeah, stuff that I'm too afraid to have.
Is that worth
in real life?
Is that worth playing audio wise?
Nah,
no, you got to see it.
Yeah, the cartoon. Okay.
Yeah. The Catholic one's the best one, especially since we're on XM.
I'm going to give you the big plug. This is what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to watch all the Louis C.K. videos on YouTube.
It's
Definitely.
just if you go to youtube.com and then it's just /Louis C.K. Then that's my channel.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it takes like 4 minutes to set up and you have your own channel.
Your own channel. Hey, whatever you want to say.
It has the same bandwidth and strength as like NBC.com. That's why the internet scares the shit out of these people.
Oh, this is.
And all you need is a little push, you know, some people to catch on to it.
Yep.
And you get huge amounts of hits. People see things more than they see.
Especially if you don't charge money. If you put stuff out there for free, because as soon as I see that I got to pay for something on the internet, it's gone.
Goodbye.
Like that.
Now, it's pretty interesting. It seems like you really wanted to cut out the middleman and create this website. $5, PayPal. Stream it. You wrote a thing about please don't torrent this or whatever. I don't understand that whole world either.
I don't get it. I don't know
what made you say I need to cut out the middleman for this?
Well, I didn't want to cut out the middleman. I just didn't need one. You know what I mean? Like to me, cutting one out would be a workaround something you're used to needing.
Right.
But there wasn't any reason to have somebody there. I just thought, make this thing and put it up. I've put things on the internet before on YouTube and stuff. Once in a while, I put clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
And people watch them, they go viral and stuff. And so I was getting ready to do this special, and it's mine. I mean, I didn't ask for somebody's permission to do it. I just rented the theater, I got the booking at the Beacon.
You paid for everything yourself?
Yeah, I paid for it all. And also, I produced a TV show with no help from anybody. So I just used my company and my employees, and we just, let's get 6 cameras and shoot the show. I've done it before. I did a special that I made myself a couple years ago called Hilarious.
Yep.
And the big idea there was to make it a movie that you go to see in a theater, like old concert films. And so that was something I tried, and it did okay. And then this time I thought...
But when you tried it, you weren't as... You've gone up a notch in terms of notoriety, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
since I made that, definitely. Yeah, the series has really given me a lot. This is the first special I've done since I've had the series.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and also people don't really see, there's not a good model for stand-up specials right now. There's not a thing like when George Carlin would do an HBO special and it was a big deal. They're on sometimes and nobody really watches them. Nothing draws people to the specials. So I remember, thought, maybe if I put it somewhere unusual, somewhere that people... I actually originally offered it to an online company and said, you can have this, but I don't want you to give it to anybody else. Like, online is always a dumping ground for stuff that's been on TV or in the movies, and the last place you can see it is online. And I thought it would be kind of cool to say this is whatever, this special. This is a special that's goes. You can only see it in this one place. There's not much exclusivity anymore, Everything's on everything. So I thought, what if it was only one place? And they didn't quite get it. So I said, why aren't I doing this? Why don't I just do it and charge $5, which is so close to stealing that it's easy to be honest. And then once I did it, every decision I made me more interested in it. Like, what is the site like? What's it like to buy it? What do you have to do to get it?
How do you get enough bandwidth to carry all the streaming at the same time?
Yeah, we got a huge website. Like the first thing I thought is if it crashes, it's a waste of time. So get a huge website, make it really easy. I wrote all the things that are said on all the buttons and everything. I just made it very personal.
Yeah.
And I told them, I don't want it to be that you pay and then you get an email later and then you feel like you lost the thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you pay for it and then all of a sudden you're gone.
Yeah.
And someday you get an email that says you have to do this. You mustn't use this video here. You can't watch it on your Xbox or all this kind of crazy stuff. So this one is just a simple video. There's no encryption on it.
I like how you charge $5 instead of $4.99.
Yeah, $4.99 is just a lie. It's just unfair. I mean, don't be a dick.
Everything about it was very upfront. Like even that little letter you wrote on the site, like, hey, people who steal
please
things
don't torrent
evilly.
it,
Just
yeah.
please don't do it.
Yeah, just
I
don't
mean,
do
I know
it.
you're probably going to.
Exactly. Well, if you live in a rough neighborhood and your lock is broken on your door, you know, you kind of want to look at the people that are hanging out on the sidewalk and just go, do me a favor, just leave me alone. I'm going out to get something to eat.
I know I have a nice
don't go in
TV.
and steal.
Yeah.
Just don't go in there. And people be like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was actually thinking of doing it.
Well, did it work?
Yeah, it really did. I mean, the thing is selling like crazy. So even if people are stealing it, they're not stealing it enough. It's not like they can actually steal it and then someone goes and it's not there.
Yeah.
Also, people have posted it on torrents, but not many people are taking it. That's where it becomes a problem, is when people are taking it. And
amazing.
I used to think it was called a vagina.
Construction worker.
I did because I grew up in Boston.
And I drink beer and I get
And I don't know if you are familiar with, people call it the Boston accent. It's not an accent. It's a whole city of people saying most words wrong. It's just a stupidity in a massive region. Because my teachers, they teach you to talk like that. My teacher, I had a teacher named Miss Doherty, but she thought her name was Miss Doherty.
And all the
She mispronounced her own name.
Studied for years and
Miss Doherty.
than us. It's
And she gave us sex ed. It was 5th grade. We had sex ed with Miss Doherty. And she's showing us the diagram. She's like, this is a penis.
Remember Good Will Hunting? Of course, right?
And this is a vagina.
He plays a very complicated young man.
Now, during intercourse, the man ejaculates sperm up into the vagina.
Fucking insane.
And then
It
later,
only makes sense if he wrote it for
fucking
himself to
baby.
be the guy.
comes out of the vagina.
It's the worst example of that in the movie.
Sometimes it's retarded. This was the 70s. Teachers said retarded in Boston in the 70s. My daughter's retarded. She used to tell us every day. I have a daughter and she's mentally retarded. She's 35 and she lives in my house. She better be f***ing retarded. I'm gonna stick her back up in my vagina. So I thought it was called a vagina until I was like 25. And I remember thinking it was like it's a vagina. It's like a thing that vagines, you know? Like you use it to get a vagina my driveway. I don't know, like, just got to vagina this new table I just made. That would make a nice table. Like you make a new table and then you take the 80 grid paper and you sand it, and then 120, and then you go, all right, honey, get up there. And she just... It's like an old, like one of those Danish tables, or like a, ooh, nice old Italian table. This table is very smooth because my wife have a very juicy boozy, and she vagina the table. And my family, we do this for generations, and we vagina. All right. But it's important to me to do a good job because it's my job. I mean, also you paid me, and you paid me. I get money from every ticket, so your money is mine now. I own it now, and it's gonna be gone tomorrow. I'm a piece of shit. I don't save money. If I die tonight, my kids are homeless tomorrow morning. Someone's gonna wake them up. Your daddy's dead. Get your shit and get out, because I don't save money. I think it's arrogant to save money. You shit it out. Money is like oxygen. It's not my money. It's the money. I could die tomorrow, so it. I spend it. I didn't buy my mom a house. You're supposed to have that musical montage when you get a TV show where you take your mom to the... Oh, look at it. I didn't do that. She's my mom, but she's not me. Why would I buy her a house? But